All right. Looks like we're live. And I'm going to wait a little bit to see who shows up. It's been an interesting day. A lot of coaching calls today. And the weather has kind of been reflecting a lot of what's this day has been like. Kind of all over the place a bit. But if you're here and if you can see me, definitely post something in the comments so I know that you can see me and also that you can hear me, because I'm using this new microphone and not sure if it's actually working. So, all right. Christine, welcome. Thank you for being here. Can you hear me okay? Can y'all hear me? Pramila, welcome. Blessings. Thank you for being here. If you can hear me, maybe if you can post something, just say, I can hear you. Or anything else is welcome to let me know. Yeah. Barbara, welcome. Martha, welcome. Blessings. Thank you for being here. And anyone else that I can't see, this technology is always interesting. It seems to change every time I get on here. Hello from Bellingham. Thank you for being here. And Kelly, thank you. Martha, wonderful. Thank you for being here. I hope your day is unfolding and flowing with so much peace and so much love and beauty. I hope that you have been taking time for yourself also to take those wonderful pauses to nurture yourself and ground yourself and come back into that wonderful, deep, calm center of your being, which is what so many of us really need to be doing right now. Thank you, everyone. Judy, Anna, Bonnie, thank you for being here. Wonderful. Yay. Thank you all for being here. So I wanted to interrupt this day's flow for you to support you in some way, and starting with an invitation, which is to pause and take some nice deep breaths. I was reading not too long ago, there was a study in Japan, and they studied about 20,000 individuals. These individuals had hypertension, some other issues in their system, and they found that if they can get people to take 6 deep breaths within a 30-second period, that their blood pressure would reduce pretty dramatically. They would switch out completely out of this fight or flight mode, right? And start to create or nurture their bodies with all these wonderful tonic chemicals. And my sense is that we all need more of that. Yeah. So before I dive into anything, I want to invite everyone here. Thank you for being here. Ido from Chile, blessings. Thank you, Sonia, Sarah. I want to invite everybody to take a nice deep breath and follow along. We're going to take 6 deep breaths and go ahead and inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. 2 more breaths. Nice deep breath, inhale, and exhale. 1 more time. Deep breath, inhale, exhale. Now, the study only talked about 6 deep breaths. And if you're just joining, Colin, thank you for being here. Nicola, Jelena, Thank you for being here. I was just talking about this study in Japan. They found that it takes 6 deep breaths to switch someone out of fight or flight, the sympathetic nervous system, and into the parasympathetic nervous system, where the body begins to relax, the mind begins to calm down, blood pressure lowers, the heart beat also gets slower. And so, for those of you that have been needing to take a deep breath, I'm here to tell you, take 6. Take at least 6 deep breaths, all right? Because that's what's gonna shift you over. It's not just one. And many of us are lacking enough proper oxygen. Yeah, we need more oxygen, more life force in our body, minds. So while you're watching this, I invite you to take 6 deep breaths or more. Yeah, there's a reason why the breath has been utilized by multiple traditions and cultures as a way to not only tap into the depths of our inner being, but also to revitalize and fill ourselves with greater life force. And it also, of course, brings us into a much clearer, centered place within us. Yeah. So I won't go into too much depth. The breath is an incredible technology that you can cultivate and deepen your understanding of. And of course, that will bless you tremendously. Yeah, breath work is incredible. But nevertheless, the reason I got on here is because I've been having a lot of coaching calls, and a lot of my clients, I always seem to get this reflection of the collective as I tune into my clients' worlds and seeing all the parallels, all the overlapping conditions and issues and different things that are coming up for people. And right now, again, it seems like the ripple of fear hasn't stopped. There's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of all sorts of things coming up. But here's the thing, and this is the thing that opens up tremendous opportunities and possibilities with this slight shift in the way that we're viewing this fear. Yeah, because a lot of us are viewing the fear as if it's coming from what's happening. And that seems to make the most sense for most people. We've been conditioned into this idea that something outside of us has the power to make us feel something. Yeah. And, the reality is that everything that you're feeling is happening within you. And is why the person next to you could be feeling a sense of opportunity, and the person next to them a sense of courageousness, and the person next to them a sense of liberation while you're afraid, right? It's because there is no single event that causes us all to feel the same exact way, because the feeling isn't coming from the event. Yeah, it's not coming from the event. It's coming from in here. It's coming from within you. Yeah. So I've been saying, since all of this began in a lot of my other lives, I've been talking about how, using this metaphor that Dr. Wayne Dyer talked about, which is when you squeeze an orange, you get orange juice, right? And when you squeeze a lemon, you get lemon juice. What happens when you're squeezed? What happens when you get squeezed? You see, what I'm saying is that we're all being squeezed right now. Yeah, we're all being squeezed. And what's coming up isn't being caused by these external events and conditions and circumstances, but it's coming out from within us, meaning it's been inside of you. This fear has been living inside of you. Yeah? The fear of things not working out, the fear of not surviving, the fear of death, the fear of losing some kind of loss. Yeah? The fear of not being able to avoid what it is you've been trying to avoid. Yeah. You see, we have all of these inner dynamics, all these oftentimes repressed, yeah, and we suppress a lot of those fears. We try to make sure that we don't show those fears to the world. because again, we've all been conditioned, domesticated to see these things as weakness, to see them as all sorts of judgments that come up. The reality is, I've yet to meet a living human being that doesn't have some of this going on within them. Yeah? We have these things, and certain circumstances and conditions trigger, they bring this up. And what I'm seeing right now is it's almost a form of cleansing that's happening on this planet right now. Yeah. I mean, it can be taken this way, clearly. Clearly we can resist. It's like that. There's a Hopi elder who there's something that they shared that has been being passed around online. And he talked about, because the Hopi people, if you're not familiar with them, they've had all sorts of prophecies and visions as to the times that we're living in and the things that are coming. And one of the things they were saying is that there's a great river that's coming through. Yeah, a great big river that's flowing through, and a lot of people are going to be hanging on to the shore. Yeah. And the people that are hanging on tight to the shore are going to feel like their whole lives are coming apart. Their whole lives are being destroyed. Yeah. And so the advice was to let go of the shore. Yeah. To let go of the shore and make your way right into the middle of this river. Yeah. Keep your head above water, but trust that the river has a destination. Yeah. That there's something greater happening here, that there's an intelligence behind all of this. This river has a destination. And instead of looking at all the things you've had to let go by letting go of the shore, look at who's joining you in the center of the river. Right? Who's there with you? Who is also willing and available to allow for something new to come through, for something new to be birthed. Yeah. Now, in this process, all these things that are coming up, there's something underneath all of that. Yeah. The purging that's happening, there's something underneath all of the fear. There's something underneath all the anxiety and the worry. And that's actually what's wanting to come out. That's what's making its way up and wanting to emerge in and through you. And from what I've seen so far with the people that I'm working with, that thing that's behind those fears, behind your anxieties and worries and doubts and everything else, it's something magnificent. It's something that is beautiful. It's something that has been wanting to emerge. It's part of why you're here, why you're alive. It's what in the East they call your dharma. Here we call it your life's purpose, your soul's purpose, right? There's something greater that wants to unfold in and through you. But in order for you to tap into that, you're going to go through that surface level of all those fears, all those doubts, all those narratives, those stories that you keep living with and keep telling yourself, thinking that it's something that's just in the condition of this universe, when it's actually only happening in your head. And that's the big wake-up call. That's what a lot of my clients have been confronting and really looking at deeply and honestly, really looking at how the things that are happening are triggering them left and right, honoring that that's happening, and then doing the work of healing all of the frightened aspects of their personality. Yeah, all the frightened and traumatized aspects, healing the trauma, Because again, we are, there's this beautiful symbol in a lot of indigenous communities, very ancient symbol of two triangles. Yeah, one that's pointing this way and the other one that's pointing this way, and they're touching right at the tip, right? They're both touching. And one way to look at that is that on one side of this triangle are all the people that came before you, your whole family lineage, yeah? And Here, right in the center, that's you. Yeah. And then over here, this triangle represents all the future generations that you're going to be impacting based on the choices you're making in this life, based on who you are being, based on the healing you have done and are passing on, or the healing you have not done and continue to pass on, the trauma and the pains and the insecurities and a lot of the old programs, yeah, that we have been recycling for a very long time. Yeah. I think it was Byron Katie who pointed out very clearly that she has yet to find a new, stressful, fearful thought. We have been recycling the same ones for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Yeah. So what's happening isn't suddenly, oh my gosh, I have all these new fears and all these new worries and all these new... No. It's triggering something within you, something that's ancient, actually. And it is an opportunity to heal. It is an opportunity to get down deeper than the fear itself. Most of us are spending so much energy trying to avoid the fear, trying to just cope with it, trying to just distract ourselves from it, right? We don't get to do the deeper work. And the truth is that most of us, it's very difficult to do it ourselves because there are spaces within our own being that we have almost habitually now have been trying to avoid because they feel dark. They feel like an endless hole, an endless space. It feels like you'll be consumed. It feels like you won't find your way out. It feels like it will never end. But those are the places we got to go. That's the place where you heal. You know, it's Joseph Campbell who said it best. He said it so beautifully. He said, the cave you fear to enter, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you are seeking. That cave, of course, is not somewhere outside of you. We're talking about your interiority. We're talking about all those dark caves within you. So, I've talked about in past videos the importance of welcoming. This is a very good time to start using this, exploring this muscle of welcoming. Welcoming what's arising for you, what's true for you. You know, you're at home now. You're not going out very much. Yeah. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. It can be used. That's why I say it's a good thing. It can be utilized. Probably the best personal growth technology you can tap into is to utilize everything for your growth. Yeah, utilize everything. In this case, you're not going out very much. You don't have to hold face. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to wear the daily social masks. You can get real with yourself. You can finally tune into, have the space to get real with yourself. Look at what's been really triggering you, not just now, but for a long time. What's been holding back your light? What's been holding back your voice, your truth, your power, your love? What's been holding you back from just expressing the fullness of who you are? Because like I've said in prior videos, you're not here to express this small fraction, this tiny, shrink little version of yourself after it gets filtered through all the fears and worries and doubts and all the insecurities. What comes out, this smaller version of you? You're not here for that. You were born for this. You were born for something greater. Yeah? Something greater. And that something greater is going to be an expression of all the fears and worries and doubts that you have resolved within you. Did you catch that? All the fears and worries that you resolve within you will open up a space for that greatness to move through you. Yeah? Because all those fears, worries, doubts, and anxieties, all of those are like barriers. They're barriers to that magnificence within you. They're barriers to your power. And we all have access to tremendous power. All of us do. When we're feeling connected and grounded, connected to life, connected to whatever the God of your understanding is, connected to the universe, connected to ourselves, our inner being. When you're grounded and connected to yourself, you're amazing. You're amazing, all of you. You're all amazing. When you're grounded in your being, you are amazing. When you're caught up in all of these doubts and fears and stories, all of this cloaks, puts a cover over that light within you. All of this is a barrier to the full expression of who and what you are. So we welcome. This is the best thing you can do right now. Welcome what's being squeezed at this time. Welcome what's being purged out of you, what's coming to the surface. Yeah? Welcome it. And then when it gets really uncomfortable, welcome it even more. Yeah? Welcome it even more. Give yourself that gift. Nobody else can give it to you. That's the big thing. Nobody can do it for you. Yeah? We're all have this incredible capacity and also this drive for greater freedom. It's something within every human being. We can call it the Enlightenment Drive, we can call it the Freedom Drive, whatever it is, there's an innate drive within every human being to expand, to be able to be the fullest possible, highest expression of yourself in this world. Yeah. So all of these things that are not in alignment with that are coming up. And the best thing you can do is to welcome it, to let that wonderful intelligence within you to start digesting all of that. Yeah, start digesting it. I like to always use the metaphor of, when you eat a banana, it's not really a metaphor, but it kind of, follow me. When you eat a banana, after you make the decision to eat it and it goes into your mouth, from that point on, you're not doing anything else consciously, right? From that point on, there's an intelligence within you that takes over. The intelligence of your digestive system, what your stomach does, your liver, your gallbladder, right? Everything, your intestines, everything is operating with a certain intelligence, yeah, that is beyond your conscious limited intellect. You don't have to divert the food somehow within your system. There's an intelligence there. It's innate. We all have it. Yeah? Well, there's also an intelligence in awareness itself, a digestive quality of awareness that very few people talk about or have even discovered or understand. That when you welcome something fully into awareness and you welcome it even more, what begins to happen is there is a digestive aspect of awareness that begins to digest whatever the experience is. As long as you're not trying to resist it, as long as you're not trying to cling on or hold on to something, right? As long as you're simply being with it, that something begins to, you see it, dissolve within you. I've had people who have had all sorts of traumas, all sorts of decades of anger and pain and so on and so forth, that just with this alone, suddenly, decades of anger within a period of, 5 minutes. No joke. 5 minutes of welcoming the intensity of that anger and welcoming what's behind that anger and welcoming whatever keeps continuing to unfold as you're opening up to it. Suddenly, it begins to transmute itself. Suddenly, it begins to loosen itself in your system. Suddenly, the tension that you've been having, that's only been there because you've been resisting this anger or resisting that fear, it begins to relax. And you relax into a greater opening. And what comes through is usually a deeper revelation and understanding of who you are. Yeah, who you are. So, welcoming it sounds like such a sweet little thing, to just welcome. Like you're welcoming a friend. It is a sweet, beautiful thing. But few of us have ever considered or even have done the work of welcoming the things that we don't consider friends, our fears, our doubts, our insecurities, our judgments, all the conditional love that we've had for ourselves. We start welcoming that. Whew. You're going to see your world begin to shift and transform because we're all experiencing a projection of what's inside of us. Yeah? We're all experiencing this. We're all experiencing within. You're experiencing what's within you. So, as you're being squeezed at this time, as the circumstances and conditions of our world are triggering these things within you and bringing it to the surface, this is my call simply to invite you to utilize this. Utilize it. Use it for your growth. Use it for your healing. Use it to transform yourself from the inside out. Yeah. Because again, this will pass. All of this is going to pass. Yeah. Sooner or later, it will pass. How are you going to emerge from this experience? Back to same old, same old? Same old fears, same old doubts, same old insecurities? Or are you going to grow, expand, emerge from this as a greater version of yourself, more grounded, more resilient, more aware of who you are, of what you're capable of? You're all wonderful. You're all magnificent. And so I hope this reflection in some ways serving you, in some ways simply reminding you of something that deep inside I have found everybody knows. Yeah, everybody knows that there's something greater within them than the stories they've been telling themselves. So, all right. So I want to invite everyone to take a nice deep breath. Go ahead and inhale. Exhale. Again, nice deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. And one more time. Nice deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Isn't that delicious? You know, the body loves when you give it what it really needs. The body increases all those wonderful feel-good, happy chemicals, tonic chemicals in the body when you give it what it really needs and wants. Deep breaths is very medicinal right now. Yeah, and of course everything else you might be doing for your immunity and everything else. These have always been important, and it's a beautiful blessing that is arising for the collective of how to take better care of this incredibly sacred body. Yeah. All right, my friends. So for those of you that haven't heard, I am going to be doing a program here very soon. I've shifted the dates for it because some things have come up and I wanted to give everyone plenty of time. I want to support in this work to actually do this work, to not just hear me talk about it. It's wonderful. I hope it inspires you to do the work. But if I can support you to actually do the work, to help you to bring that up within yourself, and more importantly, to release it, to surrender it, to let it go, I would be honored to serve you in that. So I have a program coming up. I will be sharing more about it very soon. It's called the Inner Freedom Experience. And as I see it, inner freedom has always been a tremendous drive within every human being. And freedom also comes in two ways, right? There's the freedom from, which is the freedom from fear, the freedom from the worries and from the insecurities, from the limitations and lacks. This is the freedom from these things. But then that opens up the freedom to, right? T-O, the freedom to express your creativity, the freedom to share what's within you, the freedom to shine brightly, to live more fully, to love more fully. And so I look forward to share more about it with you guys. Coming soon. I'm creating a little page that's going to give the full download so you guys can all check it out, see if it calls you, and if so, I will be blessed to serve you in this way, because my sense is that we all need more of this medicine, healing what's inside of us, healing what's coming up at this time. So, okay, that was probably my longest live so far. I think I've tried to keep them to 15 minutes, went double this time. Hey, that's all right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and may your day continue to unfold with so much love and beauty. May something here support you in everything that's arising for you and in what's wanting to emerge. Remember to take 6 deep breaths. Don't take just 1 deep breath. Take that little bit of extra time to take 6 deep breaths. It will shift your nervous system. It will bring all sorts of wonderful tonic chemicals into your being, and you will feel so much more grounded and centered every time you do it. Yeah. All right, my friends, if this was helpful, please share it. Share it to someone you know. Share it to wherever you feel it might benefit. Yeah, truly. So, big love and blessings. Create a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you for being here. Claudia, Nancy, Alexandra, Medea, Cynthia, Catherine, Marielle, all of you, and anyone else I haven't called out. Be blessed. Create a beautiful day. Until next time. Aloha.